Right, I'm going to talk you through how to use Explore Learning, and you're going to go into electric circuits, and you're going to be actually able to use a program online. It's called Explore Learning. So you need to use the username and password. Username GoWarriors16, and the password will be capital DHS 2016. And here's what that'll look like. So after you've plugged in the username and password, you'll click on Circuits. Make sure you've got this icon. And you'll click on Launch Gizmo, and I've already launched it. And you'll see that you can just drag over materials to build the different circuits. So they're not overly complex, but it's definitely very important that you're able to do this. So I'm just going to create a really simple circuit. I'm just sliding over wires. So I have, let's just say the bulb comes on, and I can do things on here. I can use different tools to build different circuits. And I can measure. This is the equivalent of what I will likely have demoed for the multimeters, but we can measure them directly on the circuit here. And notice I can actually show current. And notice it's going to go from cathode to anode, and I can also show the electron flow, which will be in the opposite direction. So anode to cathode. So okay, and I can always clear the circuit by clicking clear. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to build a circuit, and I'm going to show you how to take measurements using the voltmeter, ammeter, and ohmmeter. So here goes. So let me build a circuit real quick, and I can put things for now pretty much wherever. Doesn't really matter. And I'll just add one battery here, and I should get my light to come on. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use these tools right here. So I'll start out by measuring the voltage, and I know that based on my measurement here, I should be able to measure the voltage of this particular battery. And notice my voltmeter measure is 10 volts. So I can actually determine how much I can change my amount of voltage by using my selected my dial here, right? And you can actually slide the battery off and actually find that the selected battery voltage here is 10. And I could increase the voltage. It goes all the way up to 50, I think. So it goes to 50 and it goes down as low as 1. But we'll stick with 10 for now. And sometimes you'll have to change this, so make sure you know the rules. So when I put this back here, my voltmeter is measuring the voltage, and this should be consistent with, well, 10 volts here. I know that the battery, when I slide this off, should be 10 volts. So this is just confirming that my voltage is correct. So moving on. We're going to go ahead and move on to measuring current. So here's what I have. I have a bulb that I don't know. We haven't done anything. I haven't told you its resistance yet. So I can measure my current. Remember, ammeter, amps. Amps is going to be measured using an ammeter, right? Amps. Voltmeter is going to measure voltage, and ohmmeter is going to measure resistance. So I can slide this over, and you should find that I get a measurement of an ammeter of current of 0.67 amperes, or 0.67 amps. And current should be the same everywhere in this particular series circuit. So notice 0.67 amps comes up everywhere. So that means the only thing we haven't done yet is measure the resistance. So we'll do that using the ohmmeter. So I'm going to slide my ohmmeter measurements. These are equivalent of the red and the black ports that we use for the multimeters, or at least that I demoed. And notice what happens when I place them in a circuit that is live. I should get a sign here. It says the ohmmeter will not function properly when attached to a live circuit. So disconnect all batteries. So I can simply just slide the battery out, and I can get a measurement here of the resistance on either side of the light bulb itself, or the resistor. And you'll notice that it's 15 ohms. So now if we go back and apply, so I'll slide these out of here, and we apply this concept of current. Current according to Ohm's law. Current is going to be voltage, 10 volts, divided by resistance of 15 ohms. 10 volts divided by 15 ohms is going to be 0.67 amps. So this measurement, so all of this is going to obey Ohm's law. And therefore, this is kind of your introduction to getting your first couple circuits going and showing you how to do this. Now I'm going to do a couple more. I just want you to see how we can make circuits a little bit more complex. So I'm going to add a little bit of a different circuit here. So notice, I still only have 10 amps of current. Excuse me, I still only have a 10 volt battery, and I'm going to connect. And if I add a battery or add a bulb here by keeping my same voltage, something's going to change. By doubling resistance, I'm going to have 1/2 of my original current, and we get half of 0.6 repeating is 0.3 repeating. So current, I can place anywhere in the circuit, and it's going to have the same amount of current. It's going to have the same. That's the whole idea. Series circuit, current is the same everywhere. Whereas my voltage, you'll notice that my voltage is still only going to be 10 volts. Right? I knew this going in. I was able to, and I can slide this out and measure the voltage, but I have a 10 volt battery here, and that'll always be the same. And you can measure that whether it's connected or not. But the last part of this is the important part. Remember, in order to measure your resistance, you have to disconnect the battery. So notice here, here's this, and originally I had a 15 ohm for one battery, or one bulb. I don't know why I'm struggling with that. If I have 2 of them, I should have 30. And I do have just that. And so therefore, my current should be, if I have 30 ohms of resistance, oops, I can slide this around. If I've got voltage of 10 volts and I've got resistance of 30 ohms, my current should be 10 divided by 30, which should be 0.3. And you will see I will get my resistance measurements out of here, and you will find that your current is 0.3 amps. So this is all consistent with Ohm's law. Hopefully that's a nice introduction.